Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you a brand new series, guys. As you can see, what if Naruto Awaken Alucard's godly ability? Yes guys, Alucard, the king of the vampires. If you enjoy seeing 1C part 2, guys, you already know what to do. Just comment down below and tell me, and I'll be posting that as soon as possible. Link will be down in the description. I want to go ahead and check it out for yourself to enjoy. And also guys, remember to stay tuned for the rest of what ifs coming your way. Yes, if you're new, you heard that correctly. More what ifs are coming, but over on Anime King 2 and Anime King 3. Yes, I indeed have 3 channels. Yeah, it might sound crazy, but yes, I do, guys. Which I post what if on every single night. Yes, every single night for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new series? Start the intro. He couldn't believe it. After everything that he has went through, this was how it ends. With him lying in a pool of his own blood, half of his body missing and his intestines spread across the floor. He thought that making an entrance like that would be cool. That he could show Kakashi-sensei, Sasuke-teen, and Sakura-chan how cool he really was. But what he did not expect was for Zabuza to throw his cleaver at him. And that was how he ended up in his predicament. Of course he knew not even a demon sealed in his gut could help him now. That could only speed up his healing process. But there was no healing from this. How stupid he felt. If only he hadn't made an entrance. If only he used his damn head. He wouldn't be on death's door right now, his eyes seeing his life flash before them. The more he saw of his life so far, it just pissed him off even more. He saw how unfairly he was treated in his own home. The way people look at him with coldness or sheer hate. The way shopkeepers would throw him out of their store, claiming that he was contaminating their products. But most of all, you remember the academy instructors and how they hinder him at every single turn. As he saw the people, the only people that treat him fairly. And there was just a handful of them. Shikamaru, Choji, Shino, Hinata, Aruka, the Hokage, Toki, and Ayam. But the rest of Konoha treated him like shit. He could not die now. He refused to die. He would not let the darkness take him away. After all the crap that Konoha put him through, for him to just die like this, it was pathetic. On his first mission out of the village, it was beyond pathetic. Little did he know as he was dying, that Hawk would just jump in the way, as a hand ripped right through his chest. As he saves Zabuza's life, blood splattering everywhere. No one noticed that the blood was being attracted towards Naruto, like a magnet pulling it forward. Naruto was barely clutching onto his life when he felt it, a sticky liquid. He didn't know what it was, but his mind told him that he needed it, as his tongue slowly came out of his mouth, as he started to lick up the coppery liquid, unsure what it was. Something was wrong, because his body started to twitch. Strangely, he didn't feel winded anymore. He didn't feel cold like he was on death's door. He was recovering. As he continued to lick up the strange liquid, he started to see things that he never did. Things that he never saw before, villages that he never visited before. He found himself remembering the memories of another, a young girl named Haku. He felt every emotion that she experienced, from happiness gained from her family, from the betrayal of her father killing her own mother, and then the father turning, trying to kill her. The feeling of acceptance when Zabuza took her with him. She even felt guilt while she was fighting them, as she did not kill Sasuke. She was never one to take someone's life so needlessly, as Sasuke was in a false death state. The last memory he saw was her jumping away, taking the shore right through her chest, saving Zabuza. But it was not done. Soon afterwards, other memories flashed through his mind, but these were not normal memories, as they were strange, as Naruto soon came to realize that they were from the demon inside of him, which he found out was a girl. That was rather shocking. He saw how she was from a much greater being. What the hell is that thing? He saw as she was tainted by the eye of the Sharingan, but most importantly, she was forced to attack Konoha under that cursed eye, as it was controlling her. As Naruto was looking from her eyes as he saw, and felt guilt as he was beaten by a mob repeatedly. She was guilty that he was getting beaten by the mob, angry, furious at them for hurting him for something that wasn't his fault, happy for him as he was acknowledged by his sensei, but most of all, jealousy that he kept on chasing after that pink-haired harpy. It was the memories of the fox. As Naruto realized whoever controlled the beast was the one that caused all of his suffering, all of his pain. But not that alone, Naruto realized his body had changed. Through sheer willpower alone, something inside of him changed, and he became a being of immense, unimaginable power. A strange type of vampire. But it was different. As his body started to heal, over to the side, Haruna Sakura. She had long pink hair. She was wearing a one-piece red dress, shorts underneath. Right now she was sobbing over her fallen teammate, how he was dead, Sasuke Uchiha. He was a sole survivor when his clan was massacred, as he had needles sticking from his neck, and his heart was not beating, despite her other teammate being cut in half. The girl did not care. He was just that annoying, blonde brat who always got in her way. She never liked him to begin with, but know that Sasuke was dead, as she was furious at the one that was responsible. But Kakashi wouldn't let her go any further towards the dead Haku. Clapping was heard as everyone turned. Some demon of the Misty War. Really pathetic. You couldn't even kill a damn bridge builder. The mist started to clear away, showing that it was a rather short man in a business suit with a cane. Hundreds of thugs behind him. Gato, what the hell are you doing here? Said Zabuza as he pulled himself up, as both of his arms were hanging at his side, useless. Gato shook his head. I came to a realization. You missing names are too expensive of a tool. I realized that it was much easier to hire these thugs to erase the Konoha ninja and the bridge builder for me. And in your state, I don't think that you will last that long. But go ahead and kill as much as you like. After all, the more you kill, the less I have to pay out, said Gato, not really caring after all. All of these thugs and bandits only understand one thing, and that was money. Oh, don't mind if I do. Gato was confused by the tone. Who was, as the two men that stood next to him, their chests was ripped in half instantly, as there was a blonde standing right there. He had a giant cleaver blade in his hand. Blood splattered on the boy as the blood was being drawn into him. He was somehow absorbing it. Gato ran. As he ran to the back, kill him now, he said, as the thugs moved forward to impale the boy with their weapons. The boy swung the cleaver blade. He was merciless. Heads were sent rolling, hearts were yanked out of chests. But what scared the thugs was the blood. All of the blood was being absorbed into the blonde genin, as he was just murdering. On the other side of the bridge, the thoughts of the ninjas and bridge builder were quite different. Damn, that kid is even more bloodthirsty than me. Those were the thoughts running through Zabuza's head. On the other hand, said Jonin of the team realized that his thoughts upon the subject was right all along. So the demon finally shows its true colors. This was not a normal genin. This was a demon that resides inside of him. The demon that should be put down, Kakashi thought. Meanwhile, as Sakura shook in fear as she watched, her mother was right. Naruto was really a demon. All this time he was just pretending. Like he was human. Look at what he was doing. He was ripping them apart. As her face turned green as she wanted to barf. Tazuna was afraid as he hoped that Naruto did not turn on them. Sasuke was still unconscious, as Naruto had killed over 120 thugs. As he stopped, Time to try something that he instinctively knew. Unleash the force that he had consumed. The thugs were afraid, shaking in fear. They were facing a child who would eradicate half of their forces in less than 5 minutes. But then he suddenly jumped back. As he did not say a single word, one of them decided to be brave and speak up. Huh, so you finally decided to jump back, huh? Well, after that little stunt that you just pulled, there ain't no way that we're gonna let you live, the man shouted at Naruto. As Naruto chuckled a bit, his tone was dark. Oh, don't worry, he said. I'm not giving up. I'm merely trying a new approach. His body turned pitch black. A force of darkness swelled from his entire being and poured out around him. The thugs backed off in fear. Hundreds of eyes appear on the black mass that was Naruto's body at the moment, it seems. And in the center there was a giant, red, slitted eye right in his chest. Allow me to show you my power. The eyes then took form of the 120 thugs that Naruto killed. As they had the weapons that he had in their hands when Naruto just saw them, and they moved to fight their own friends. Only 3 sets of eyes remained. One was Naruto, one was Haku, and the giant red one, as it simply vanished afterwards. The army of thugs were slaughtered. As they died, their blood was absorbed into the black mass of their comrades. It didn't take too long as Naruto's army eviscerated the 300 thugs, as Naruto absorbed them all, as he required the strength of the 300 combined as it rushed through his veins. As Gato by this time was running to the end of the dock to get on the boat when he slammed into something. As Naruto was even taller than man, as Naruto looked down towards him, before Gato could say a word, Naruto spoke. Bye bye, Gato. As Naruto plunged his fangs into his neck. With that, Naruto received everything. His account number, his password, everything that the man has done, flooded into Naruto's mind. Back over to the other side, he's draining Gato dry. Said Tazuna as he watched as Gato was shriveling down. Kakashi on the other hand, damn it, there's no way I can kill it in this condition, as he watched this monstrosity in front of him. I'll just have to pretend I like it a bit longer, and then inform the council, so they can dispose of this demon, he said. Sakura was speechless after what she just saw. As for Naruto, pathetic piece of shit, he said, as he threw the corpse of Gato down. Doesn't even taste edible. He then turned towards the Konoha ninjas. Let's see, releasing my victims was as simply as moving my arm, said Naruto. I guess most of my abilities are naturally accessible. After all, I only use one of them, and yet my mind understands at least 4 more that I possess. One of them was telepathy, as Naruto focused on the Konoha group, as he had to hold himself back from ripping Sakura and Kakashi from limb to limb after hearing what they were saying. But he was going to be quiet about it. Do you honestly think that the council could kill me after what you just witnessed, Hatake? As there was a wicked smirk on his face. As they did not know that Naruto did something that forever changed him, he chose to lose his humanity to survive. As Naruto could feel it, there was no going back after what he just did. So it's best if he just embraced the monster that he had become. Kakashi was confused. What? I didn't say anything. Can he read my mind? He thought to himself. As that go to show that this was a demon in front of him. So, you even call me a demon in your mind. However, I prefer that you call me a monster. After all, that is what I am now, Sensei, said Naruto. As Kakashi prepared himself, as Naruto's gaze just landed on him, it looked cruel and wicked. But Naruto turned his gaze. I am sorry you had to see that, Kazuna-san, said Naruto. But now, I have some things to do. And, Haruno, the Uchiha is still alive, merely unconscious. As Naruto's feet then shifted as he was gone, Zabuza didn't have time to react as Naruto bit down on his neck. As Naruto held him down so he could not move. Everything's flooded into Naruto's mind. He was rewarded with the genuine exam of Kiri. As the reason why it was known as the Bloody Mist, not to mention Zabuza's time in the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, the field coup on the 4th Mizukage, finding and raising Haku, and the battle that just happened. Of course that pissed Naruto off big time. His team, well, these two didn't even care that he died. Know that he could read their mind, especially Kakashi saw that the man always thought of him as a monster, and yet, in the beginning he pretended to be sensei, but no more. After he was finished with his meal, Naruto's body started to twist as it burst into a large number of bats before flying off. When the bats reformed, as the blonde was happy that he accepted the fact that he was now a monster. If he hadn't, Kami knew what the sunlight would have done to him. However, thanks to the Kyuubi and his own acceptance, he did not possess that weakness, as he decided to use another ability that he possessed, shape-shifting, but he only formed a new set of clothing. He only knew about this because of the Kyuubi's memory. If the memory was correct, the style was Victorian. It consists of a black suit, leather riding boots, and a coat with a hat, a fedora. All of this was pitch black. He sat down as he meditated. It didn't take him too long as he appeared in his mindscape. Instead of water though, blood was on the ground. Well, that was easier than expected, said Naruto as he looked around the mindscape that seemed rather ruined because of what happened to him. As he decided to change the place up, it was his mind after all. A large circular room with marble walls, with a throne in the center of the room. In front of the throne, there was a statue of the large nine-tailed fox, sitting down, its tails in the air, and its mouth open. Flowing from each of its tails and mouth was a stream of blood that pooled down below it. Much better, said Naruto, as Naruto switched his mindscape into 7 floors, each one serving a different housing of a different type of individual. Level 1 would consist of the useless thugs that he had absorbed on the bridge a moment ago. They would only be used for cannon fodder, for overwhelming with their large amount of number. Level 2 would be for genin level shinobis. Level 3, chunin level shinobis. Level 4 are for people who specialize in a type of skill, example doctors, interrogators. Level 5 will be for jonin level shinobis, and level 6 will be for Kages level shinobis and demons. And level 7, the last floor, would be Naruto's domain. Everyone that he will consume from now on will be restricted to their areas. As for the Kyuubi, as Naruto turned. As for the Kyuubi, she was getting annoyed. The sheer number of weaklings that was currently in his mind was pissing her off. They did not deserve to be a part of someone like him. She watched as the place started to change in surprise. It went from a sewer to a home. It was like one of those English mansions decorated in the old days. Do you like the decor? I based around some of your members that I've seen, so I hope it's to your satisfaction. As she turned, as she saw him there, the one person that she didn't want to have to face. You do realize when the seal was destroyed, I absorb both your powers and your memories. I know everything that you do, and I do not hate you for being sealed inside of me. After all, it was not like you chose to destroy Konoha or attack it in the first place. Combining with the feelings that you felt, I simply want to know if you want to be a tool for my use or something more. During the entire conversation, she was just shocked. He was forgiving her that put his life through living hell. So many people hated him because of her, and yet here he was forgiving her. She was brought out of her thoughts as a soft hand placed right on her nose as she blinked to see him standing right in front of her. You don't need to answer right away. Just think over what I said. I'll see you later. Goodbye for now. As he faded away out of the mindscape. He doesn't hate me, she thought to herself. Meanwhile, Naruto picked himself up as he vanished. As he followed the memories of Gato, finding Gato's base of operation that he was using. As Naruto paused, he should speak to the old man about destroying Gato's empire when he got back to Konoha. He had far too much illegal operations going on in too many places, Naruto thought. As he ripped the front door down and stepped inside, Gato had taken every man with him, as the man was cautious in case Zabuza put up a good fight, so he didn't have to worry about anything. He used a combination from Gato's memory as he unlocked the seal and looked at all the money there. He used the knowledge of the seal and arts that he got from Zabuza. He sealed everything away. And with that he made his way back. Naruto, where the hell have you been? And what the hell are you wearing? Came the angry call from his so-called sensei when he came back. Perhaps if you had actually taught me something, I would have felt obliged to answer. Hatake, came the uncaring voice of Naruto. As Kakashi was surprised by that. You will answer me, Genin, he said, as he pulled rank on Naruto. As Naruto looked quite amused. Well, let's get this straight, Naruto said. I don't give a damn about your rank. Naruto, you idiot, Sakura said. You should listen to Sensei. Shut up, you annoying, screeching banshee. Or I'll permanently shut that mouth for you, said Naruto. His personality overall had changed. Perhaps it was because of Zabuza's personality or just his nature of being a vampire. Sakura on the other hand, despite to speak up same way, as if Naruto, you idiot, you won't lay a finger on me, she said, as she knew that he was bluffing. As Naruto turned towards her, he reached out and grabbed her by the throat. Listen to me, and listen to me good, said Naruto. Essentially, dying can change a person when they see their entire life flashing in front of them and realize how shitty it was, and not to mention they come to find out how much more people hate you and keep it away from you, pretending to be nice, said Naruto. Not to mention the fact that I only survived by becoming a monster. Well, that can certainly change your personality and mind quite a lot. So you speaking to me and kept on assuming that I'm the same. Well, I'm not, said Naruto as he threw her, as she was sent sailing right through the window. As Naruto then turned back his head. Sorry about that, he said, looking toward Tazuna. Anyway, I believe that this belongs to you and the rest of Wave, he said, as he pulled a sealing scroll, as he unsealed one of the scrolls that contained something within. Inside this is all of the money that Gato stole from Wave. So just return to the people and make sure they get back what they lost. As Naruto had several more scrolls, sealings have the big one. Give those to me, dope, came the voice of the black haired Uchiha. He was really entitled as he believed that they belonged to him. After all, the council had babied him so much he was the last Uchiha. He should get what he wanted. But Naruto chose to ignore him. I hope everything is accounted for, Tazuna-san, said Naruto. Sasuke lost it. Things weren't like this before. Before he could talk and say what he wanted, Naruto would either bat down or listen to what he said, but now. As Sasuke moved forward to grab the blonde, to show him a listener too, but his wrist was grabbed. Snap! Sasuke cried out in pain as Naruto broke it. Naruto threw him as he slammed into the wall. That is it, Naruto. I will put you on record for insubordination when we get back. Kakashi shouted at him. But then he realized, are you even listening to me? As Naruto picked at his ear. Sorry, did you say something? Said Naruto. Huh, Hatake? He said. That would be Kakashi sensei to you. Do you understand me? Said Kakashi. As Naruto simply chuckled. I don't believe that you're worth your title, said Naruto. So I'll call you what I feel like, Hatake. Naruto, you idiot, Sakura said. What have you done to Sasuke-kun? As she saw Sasuke groaning in the corner, wincing in pain. God damn, you're annoying, said Naruto. Whiny, loud bitch. He made his way upstairs, ignoring the rest of them. As he went into his mindscape. Hello again, Kyuubi, he said, as he arrived. Have you thought over what you want to be to me? As she was surprised to see him. Naruto, I wasn't expecting you so soon, she said. You know, I find it funny. We've only talked once before and now. I know everything about you, said Naruto. Do you want to play a game of shogi with me, he asked. I'm not sure, she said. If it is because you feel insecure of your human form, then don't. I've seen all of your memories and I can honestly say, you look cute in your human form. Her body started to vaporize as he said that. It took a couple of minutes, until her human form was exposed to him. She had shoulder-length crimson hair that fell over her blood-red eyes. Her cheeks had freckles and 3 whisker-like marks like him. Nice curve and a perfectly sized fit chest. So, said Naruto, do you want to play shogi? As he was unfazed by her transformation, as he saw it before. Yeah, sure, she said. As Naruto formed a shogi board, the two start to play and talk. Time skip. As a week had passed, several things had happened over the past week. Kakashi decided to take matters in his own hands. As Naruto was not Naruto anymore, he was not human anymore. As Kakashi went forward to decapitate the boy, and he did, only to realize the boy did not die. As Naruto simply laughed, he found it rather amusing. Kakashi was beyond shock, as he didn't understand how did the blonde survive that. He messed up really bad, as he failed to kill Naruto with a decapitation. And now, if Naruto went home and told Hokage about this, well, things would be bad. As Naruto couldn't die in any other way. Poison. He couldn't die. He even tried to use his Sharingan, but the blonde was not being affected by it. Which meant that Kakashi would be screwed when he got back to Konoha, if he didn't find a way to silence the boy once and for all. But of course he couldn't find a way to silence the regeneration bastard. As for Naruto, he found it rather amusing, as he enjoyed seeing the vein in Kakashi's forehead pop. It was bulging so much that Naruto could see it, that confusing look in his eyes, as Naruto enjoyed it quite well. He spent some time getting to know the vixen in his head. He had found 8 more bandits as he absorbed them, as Naruto was using their life as a substitute for his. Anytime someone tried to kill him any fatal injuries, he wouldn't be the one dying, they would. As it was finally time to go back home, the wave had turned out to see their hero depart, which was Naruto. After all, he was the one that only did a damn, as that pissed Sasuke off to no ends. He was too entitled. He did not believe that the dope should get anything over him, but he couldn't do anything about it. Once Naruto said his goodbyes, he turned into a flock of bats and left his team behind. "Hey Dad, what should we name the bridge?" asked Nami. How about the super awesome Tazuna Bridge?" As he was hit over the head. "I know," said Inari. "How about the Great Naruto Bridge?" As everyone seemed to agree with that. As Naruto was making his way back to the village, a new man, a new being, from his trip to the wave. Time skip. Naruto was pissed. He was immune to sunlight, but yet, it was still bright as hell to him. He had tried to create a pair of sunglasses on several occasions in the Land of Wave. However, the most he managed to do was get a blindfold, and that wasn't much useful to him. He was also wondering how he should deal with Hatake. Should he tell the Hokage and have him deal with it? But Naruto didn't want that, as the other option was to keep on mentally torturing him. After all the man deceits and lies, as Naruto found it rather amusing. Then again, if he wanted the man to truly get punched by the Hokage, and if he didn't tell him no one brought it up later, it would seem like he was just faking it. "Hey, Q-chan," said Naruto, "what do you think?" "It's up to you. If you want to torture the Jonin, you have to stay on his team. But if you want to get some more cannon fodder, or ninjas, you will have to leave the team, and start doing some higher ranking missions." "That's it," said Naruto. "I'm gonna do both. Tell the old man and yet convince him not to remove Hatake from duties. I'm not just gonna let him off the hook like that." Meanwhile, with Team 7, it took them a while. "It took you long enough," said Naruto as he sat on the column, waiting for them. The group was surprised. They hadn't seen him anywhere. "Naruto, how did you get here before us?" "Trade secret, Hatake," said Naruto, as Naruto did not refer to him as Sensei or Kakashi. "I'm sure that you could share it with us," Kakashi said. "You're right, I could. But why the hell should I?" "Well then, you will tell me," said Kakashi. "That's an order as your superior." As Naruto simply burst out laughing, as Kakashi frowned, as he stepped towards the gate, Team 7 returned him back from a C-rank mission to the Land of Wave. After the gate guard checked their paperwork, the group started to move towards the Hokage's tower. On the way there, many of the villagers glared towards the young boy. But something was wrong this time, they noticed, when they saw a sadistic smile spread across his face. Many of them instantly back away. Something was not right. Usually, he would cower down after their stares, but now, he was smiling, a wicked smile that spread across his face. As Naruto was waiting for one of them to do something, praying for one of them to do something, he wanted to show them what they were in store for. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, the walk to the tower was peaceful, meaning that he never got to demonstrate what will happen to them if they cross him now. As they arrive, Hokage-sama, Team 7 returned from a C, turned to A rank to the Land of Wave. "What?" The voice of Hiruzen came out. "Kakashi, did you just say C turned to A rank?" Yes," said Kakashi a bit nervously. "Then why didn't you turn back as soon as you found out that he was at A rank?" "Because he was hoping that Uchiha would activate his Sharingan, and that I would die," said Naruto. Hiruzen was confused. "Naruto, I don't think Kakashi would try to put you in danger." "JJ, he actively tried to assassinate me when the hard part of the mission was over." Hiruzen looked at Naruto, not focusing on the attire for the moment. He could tell that the boy was not lying as he looked towards Kakashi, who seemed a bit uncomfortable. Hiruzen waved his hand as envoys appeared from the shadows. As Hiruzen gaze focused on Kakashi as he got up. Kakashi Hatake, you actively attempt to murder one of my ninjas, he said. As Hiruzen was about to give the order to bring him to Ibiki, as Naruto noticed that. Now, JJ, said Naruto. Wouldn't it be better to take his prized possession? After all, that eye is rather precious to him. But even without it, he would still be valuable to Konoha. Plus, I will still get to torture him some more, Naruto thought to himself. Yes, taking his eye would be quite the blow. But that leads me to my next question. Who are you? And what did you do to Naruto? That's why I tried to kill it, sir, said Kakashi. The demon is obviously in control. He slaughtered over 300 men. He even brought them back. He is no longer a boy, but a demon. I'm a monster, Hatake, not a demon. Aren't they the same? One of the Yonduos asked as he looked toward Naruto confused. As Naruto raised a finger, demons are born demons, monsters are born humans, but they cast away their humanity for one reason or another. Hiruzen looked towards Naruto. You threw away your humanity? What could have forced you to do something like that? Survival, said Naruto. I was bisected right at the waist. You were what? Bisected, sliced in half, Naruto explained. A cat masked envoy looked over Naruto. Then why are you still in one piece? Naruto blinked. Because I'm a monster, he said. Now, for these two, said Naruto. They're gonna attempt to kill me very soon as well. And I'm gonna retaliate. So, the better thing will be to put me on another team, said Naruto, where I can do solo missions. Hiruzen snapped his gaze towards Kakashi, who looked away. Things were already bad as it was. As Hiruzen went quiet for a minute or two as he looked at Naruto. Fine, I will allow you to lead Team 7, but you will receive a new Jonin Sensei. Do you have anything else to add? Trying to assassinate a Konoha shinobi as a part of the village means death, right? Hiruzen nodded as Naruto smiled. Well then, so I guess you won't have a problem with me doing this. Kakashi could not react as Naruto's fingers plucked into his socket and pulled out the eye. That's acceptable after all, seeing that he was going to be killed, said Naruto. As the law was law, Hiruzen nodded. That would have a hard time being transplanted to someone else's socket, considering that Kakashi was young when he got it. So do you want this, said Naruto. You were the victim in this, so I leave what to do up to it with you, Hiruzen said. Good, said Naruto as he turned towards Kakashi, who was clutching his bleeding socket, as Naruto crushed the eye in his palm. No, said Kakashi as he watched the eye of his best friend get crushed. As Naruto brushed his hand off, Anvu, take Kakashi to the hospital. As the Anvu stood, the man had vanished. We have more to talk about in private, said Naruto. You two can go now. As Sasuke's eye twitched, who the hell gave you that's enough? The both of you can leave, Hiruzen said. Which they did. Hiruzen activated a private seal as Naruto sat down. Well, a lot has happened, said Naruto. A lot that you should now understand. First thing first, a quick rundown of my abilities. Number 1, by drinking a person's blood, I can absorb their soul, assimilating their memories and abilities into myself. So far, I have absorbed 300 bandits, Zabuza Momokai, and his apprentice, that possess the Hayaton, and finally, the Kyuubi. Hiruzen was taken aback. He waved his hand for Naruto to stop speaking. You did what? As he looked at Naruto, the absorption was a surprise, but the Kyuubi, he said, as he couldn't believe what Naruto was telling him. Yes, and there's something that you must understand. The Kyuubi was not intended to attack Konoha. She was forced to do it by a Sharingan. An Uchiha? Wait. She's a girl? Said Hiruzen. Yes, the Kyuubi is a girl. As Hiruzen was shocked. So, what happened now? You absorbed her, Hiruzen said as he looked over Naruto. Well, when I absorb a soul, it is still separate from me. It merely occupies my mind until I decide to temporarily release it or use it. Use it, Hiruzen said. By sacrificing a soul, I can survive from any injury. All I need is a drop of my blood to remain behind. As the realization kicked in. But that would mean someone will have to kill you over 300 times for you to stay dead. As Naruto nodded, it was then that Hiruzen realized that Naruto wasn't truly human anymore. Now, as I was saying, I also possess the ability to change my physical manifestation if I desire. That is where these clues came from, said Naruto. I can also become intangible, and not to mention telepathy. Harrison heard the voice in his head as he blinked. Now, Gato. They had lied about him about the mission parameters, but it turned out that Gato has been there, using the wave resources. I took Gato down and absorbed his blood, so I have all of his knowledge concerning his empire, including his illegal activities. I have taken all forms of documentation as Naruto pulled a scroll, and I've sealed it inside of this, and I separate all of his legally and illegal assets. I would like to request to go ahead and destroy the Tyrant's empire. I see, said Harrison. Concerning all these powers that you now possess, I don't see any reason to deny this request. However, you will go with your new sensei just to be sure. Thank you, old man, said Naruto as he got up. When you see my sensei, I'll meet him at the gate, 8 AM. 3 days from now, said Naruto. I have some things I gotta do. Wait, Harrison said. Are you still Naruto, he asked. Yes and no, said Naruto. But don't worry, I'm still a part of Konoha. As with that, Naruto phased right through the wall. Harrison leaned back in his chair. All of that just really happened. It was not a mirage or anything, it just really happened, he realized. As his mind was stressed right now. So much happened in such short amount of time. And Naruto was totally different, but he believed him when he said that he was still a part of Konoha. Look in his eyes. As Harrison pulled out his short orange book, ready to relieve his stress by just reading his book that he loved so much. I know what you're doing, old man. Harrison jumped as he realized. The voice came from inside his head. As he put away the book, yes, I'm doing my paperwork, he said, as he reached for his paper and pen on the table, as the laughter of Naruto could be heard. With that, Naruto made his way. As he realized something, he couldn't see himself in the damn mirror. Well, he could call it the Kyuubi and get her opinion on his clothing. But then he was interrupted. Naruto, is that you? A young blonde girl asked as she saw him browsing for sunglasses. Indeed it is, Ino-san, he said. Why are you asking? When he saw his life flash in front of his eyes, he never saw her. Well, she never did anything to him, but she never helped either. Well, considering that she just stayed neutral, that was actually a good thing. Rare in Konoha for someone like him. Sorry, it's just weird to see you without your hideous jumpsuit. If there was one thing that she did, she spoke her mind rather clearly. Your new look, it suits you, she said, as she looked him over. Thank you for the compliment, said Naruto. However, I'm here looking for a particular type of accessory, he said. She saw the glasses rack in front of him. She stepped forward as she looked it over, as she started to browse. Before she could pick up one though, she noticed that someone else was there. Oh, hi, I'm Ino, she said. Me and Naruto attend the same academy. I don't believe that we met before. As she looked up towards the Kyuubi, unknowing that it was her. Oh, her name is Victoria, said Naruto. We met a couple of months ago, in the market, when she got lost. I offered to show her around, said Naruto. Weird name, said Ino. My parents are historians. They found a book from a long time ago about an old queen named Alexandria Victoria. So they decided to name me after her. The Kyuubi improvised right on the spot. Wow, that's pretty cool. I would love to be named after a queen, said Ino. She shook her head as she reached and pulled out one of her glasses. Here, she said, as Naruto put them on. So what do you guys think, he said. It had circular lenses with a heavy orange tint to them, held in place by thin, wire-like frames. It definitely suited Naruto-kun, the Kitsune said. Yeah, they suit you as a whole, said Ino. Huh, she still couldn't believe that Naruto had some fashion sense. He looked really good. Well then, why don't you two talk, said Naruto as he made his way. As he decided to buy 2 pairs, he was gonna persuade the shopkeeper to make him buy the pair of glasses. Ino at the axe. What do you see in him, she said. She was merely curious. Is it that obvious? Yes. Well then, why don't you get to know him and see for yourself? To be perfectly honest, when I was younger, my mother wouldn't let me get to know him. She said that he was filth and I shouldn't associate myself with him. It's not just her though. Most of the people around here talk about him like that, in whispers. I don't know why people hate him, but my father calls him a hero. And frankly, when I saw him by himself, I get a bit sad, Ino said. After all, he didn't do anything and yet they treat him so badly. Not to mention he's really nice. But yet people talked to him really badly. But I guess I'm no different after all. I never stepped up and did anything about it. Did you know that most of Konoha sees in the way your mother does? Yes, that's right. Not just a few that you have saw, most. Ino was surprised. And because of that, they physically and mentally hurt him. Usually, they wouldn't sell him in stores. The only place that he really got to eat was a ramen store. That is why I like it so much. Ino was shocked. Because others wouldn't sell him food, she said. And she couldn't believe it. Yes, but yet through it all, he still carried on. Any normal person would have broken a long time ago. But now he's different. He decided not to take any shit anymore, and he started to fight back. Wait, said Ino, where did you get all this from? How do you know that it's all not lies? Ino was the biggest gossip in Konoha, and she has never heard something like this before. She just wanted to verify. The Hokage told me the Kyuubi lied, as she couldn't exactly tell Ino the truth after all. Ino hung her head in shame. That meant it was true then. The Hokage wouldn't lie about something like that. Well, have you two enjoyed your little talk, said Naruto, as he came back. I know I did, said the Kyuubi. Well then, my queen, said Naruto. Shall we leave this establishment? Ino blinked at that, as Naruto left with Veronica. Did he just call her my queen? As Ino was so wrapped up in that, she did not notice the cashier, who was currently on the ground as the man was folded up into a ball, trembling in fear. Okay, why did you call me Victoria? Well, I dress like a Victorian, and you're my queen, said Naruto. So my queen Victoria. As she mulled over the name, I guess it's not that bad. Hey, we're going the wrong way. I want to see if I can find a forge that I can use at night, said Naruto. For what, she asked. Oh, to make myself a gun or two, said Naruto. Like it was the most simplest thing in the world, he said it. She looked towards him. You do realize making gunpowder will be nearly impossible because of the current material in this world, right? With all the knowledge that you've obtained, you realize that without gunpowder, there's no way of you making bullets, right? Oh, don't worry, said Naruto. I am well aware of that. But I have a solution to that problem. What is it, she asked. Guess you'll have to wait and see, said Naruto. As they walked, Victoria entered back his mind, as Naruto came to a weapon shop. As he entered, hello there, young man, would you like some help? A rather large, middle-aged man asked from behind the counter. I was wondering if you had a forge I could hire at night, said Naruto. I do indeed. The current rate is 15,000 Ryu a night, but you have to buy all your own materials if you want to use it. Do you still want it, the man asked. Indeed. Would it be acceptable for me to rent it out for the next 3 nights? Starting tonight, said Naruto. Of course, the man said, just pay me now. So I know that you won't try to escape paying me. I've had that happen too much time, the man said. As Naruto pulled out a bundle of notes, as he counted them, as he handed to the cashier. Hey kid, as he handed back 5,000 to Naruto. It's 45,000 Ryu, not 50. Oh, that's a tip, said Naruto, for your service. You know who I am, yet you don't seem to have a problem with it. The man shrugged it off. Well, you're my customer, and you're paying my bills by shopping here. What kind of idiot would I be by running you out? Well, thank you then, said Naruto. So, have any materials I could buy? Follow me, the man said. Over the next 3 days, Naruto spent the time building his first gun. The bullets were a lump of metal, with seals carved on the front and on the back as well, as he used shock-resistant metal, as he told the Kyuubi that he found a solution. As for the gun, as he engraved seals on certain parts all over it, it was approximately 40 centimeters long, weighing around 15 kilograms. It was black, with grooves along the handle and on the grip as well. It had a reinforcement seal, so that it could handle a bigger blast. It would need it. After assembling it, as Naruto stood there, as there was a training dummy over to the far distance, as he assembled the cartridges. The thing was rather unique, never been seen before in this continent after all. Without a vampire's eye or the detail from his vixen, he would have never learned how to build this thing. As chakra started gathering at his fingertip, as he pulled the trigger absorbed the chakra. This was happening really fast, as it transferred the chakra towards the seal on the back of the first bullet. As more chakra flew through the bullet, as it activated the seal on the front had a delay, and there was a purpose for that, as the seal on the back didn't have any as it fired. The seal on the front then went off the moment it hit the dummy. Boom! a massive explosion as the dummy head was completely blown off. "Holy shit, you really did it," said the Kyuubi as she was shocked. "You sound impressed." "Of course I am," she said. "Guess I should have more faith in you." As Naruto waved it off, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna use it all that often, but it might come in handy sometimes." "Yeah, and when you're bored and you want to shoot something," she said. "I guess you're right," said Naruto. The shopkeeper ran on the scene as the man was looking around frantically. "What the hell was that?" he said. As he looked towards his dummy, the head was completely gone as Naruto smirked. He did that with a small amount of his chakra. Imagine what he could do with more. The smirk on his face was wicked. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you enjoyed seeing what's the next part, do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. Remember, share all of your friends in social media platform. But I'm off now. See you guys soon. Peace.